Yo, what's going on, guys? I had a guy ask me in the comments the other day, a good video topic would be, is it still worth it being an owner-operator today in 2025? So I thought let's visit this idea for a minute. And the last couple of days been thinking about it, and I'm gonna crunch over go over some numbers that I've done. See, I was almost home. See, August. I'll start with August. In August, I put down $21,000 in revenue, or $20,933. September, I only ran one load that month, and October, I put down $23,950. And so far this month, well, we're still into it. But I will go ahead and tell you, in the last week, the last 7 days, I have put down $6,670 something bucks. So just say $6,700. And I was like, well, I need more data than that. I need more information to see is it still worth it to be an owner operator in 2025. So, you know what I did? Of course you know what I did. I took some notes yesterday. So I picked up a load yesterday in Sturgis, Michigan, and brought it down to Kansas City. You can run the numbers. It's I was in Kansas City, Kansas side. It's 635 miles. That load paid me $1,550. It's like $246, I think, a mile. And what I done is I took a log of how much time I had invested in this one load. Now, granted, it's when I brought my bread and butters, what I've preached on over the years. Pick up something you can pick up today, drop it off the next morning. It's usually ideal 400 miles, but this one was 635. So we had to get down yesterday. My fuel mileage wasn't as good as it could have been. Plus we had some wind. I finished that at 8 miles to the gallon, where it should have been 8.9, 8.7, 8.8, 8.9, because I only had like 19,000 pounds in the box. So the hour it took to get loaded, the drive time I think was 10 and a half hours, and then, no kidding, offload today. Oh, I checked in at 8:45 this morning, and I was loaded and pulling out at 9:05. So 20 minutes. I had a total of 12 hours and 2 minutes invested in this load. And you crunch how much time you got invested in that, so you can come up with an hourly pay. And the load paid $1,550. So I crunched that at 12.02 hours. I rode down the road yesterday for $129 an hour. Yeah, or $246 a mile. $129 an hour I was making. And I thought, man, that really make you feel good about yourself. I said, but I know what people are gonna say. But what about your fuel? I don't know. I got you. I burned 79.4 gallons of fuel, and crunched that into how the 635 is like $289 in fuel for the whole trip. Or you could say it was costing me $24.10 for every hour rolling. After the fuel, I was still rolling down the road at $105 an hour after fuel. Are you kidding me? $100 and something an hour? Yes. Being an owner operator in 2025 in this trucking industry is still worth it. But you gotta be smart, guys. And as my old motto goes, when times get tough, you gotta get tough with the times. You gotta get strategic. You gotta get wise. You got to know your craft. You got to know what you're doing. And I go and give you the secret sauce. What I do, Midwest, Kansas City to say Columbus, Ohio, to Cleveland, Ohio, up to Oconomowoc, Wisconsin, anything Wisconsin, any of those states, from whether it's early, not too far into Kansas, Missouri, Illinois, Wisconsin, Ohio, Indiana. That's the gold right there. That's the nugget. If you get in that market on Monday, and then you find a 300 to 400, 500 mile next day drop, you kick it off the next morning, 7, 8 o'clock in the morning, you book another load, you do the same thing, the same rinse and repeat. By Thursday or Friday, you've done garnered $3,000 to $4,000 in revenue. And then on Friday, you pick a long run. whether you want to go to California. He's rolling a crate all the way down my sidewalk. Y'all hear that? They rough out here, y'all. Get your load going to Washington, California. My preference is if I'm staying on the road, I'm going to go to Texas. I'm going to DFW. I'm going to Houston. I'm going to Texas. That way I can get there, get a reset, or get there usually Saturday night, get a reset, and start fresh clock, a fresh clock on Monday morning, and keep rolling. If I'm not going home, that's what I do. If I'm planning on going home, I grab me a load to Florida. So if you knock out just say $4,000 by Tuesday, Friday, then you get a $2,500 to $3,000 load. And yes, right now I'm looking at a load going to West Palm Beach, Florida for $3,200. I don't want it because I'm not going home. I'm trying to stay out here. So I'm looking for a load to going down to Texas. I just lost out on one. There's a broker trying to push it for 17. I put a bid on it that came up to $17.50, and I'm like, that board says that lane average from this point A up in somewhere, it's outside Chicago, down there is $2,300 lane. So I'm not going to pull a $2,300 lane for $17.50. No, you can keep it. There's plenty of other loads in the area. So that's what I'm looking at. But guys, let me tell you, that's the nugget. Stay in the Midwest, and then when the weekend rolls around, Thursday, Friday, look for you a long load to carry you through the weekend. And that's just my secret sauce, guys. That's what I've done for years. That's how this week, in the last 7 days, I've put down almost $6,700. But let's see that last load is a 66.78, I think. That first load was 850. If I drop that off and we're starting on Sunday, that's $5,800 right there. Now, if I was to grab that West Palm Beach, Florida load, that would put me at $9,000 come Monday morning. But it's a little over a week. Anyway, if I was to do that, that's what I'm looking at, guys. So this video is for the owner operator. If you're a lease driver, sorry, this ain't for you. And no disrespect to the lease drivers out there. I started in a lease truck, you know. The times were different then. The company I was leased onto and done their lease purchase was Roadrunner. And during those times, my truck payment was only $400 a week or $1,700 a month. But my name was on the title. That truck was mine. But they just had a lien on it. I couldn't leave the company. So I get it. I get it. But if you're in that situation and you're with a company and you're in a lease truck and you want to get to these numbers, that you're going to find it hard to do being leased on to one of these lease purchase companies. It's going to be hard to do it because there's so many fees accrued into the end result. Versus whether it's the overpriced IFTA, where they put you in a pool with every other driver, even though you get 14,000 miles to the gallon and your IFTA should be 25 cents, you're still paying $200 or $300 on the high end with people that's getting 4 and 5 miles to the gallon because they loop it all in one. Anyway, I digress. Then you got trailers. A lot of these people are paying crazy amounts for trailers. Insurance is relatively cheap being leased on. A lot of times there's ceilings to pay. A lot of times you can't make but $1.50 plus surcharge, $1.20 plus surcharge, and there's just all these little other micro fees. So if you're leased onto a company, keep your head up and realize there's more out there, and just buckle down, dig your heels in, grind it out, save your money, and yeah, I'll get on that in a minute. But yeah, being a lease guy, it's going to be hard to put down these numbers. There's some out there. I've talked to quite a few, but at the same time, if you have one astronomical week, you can't say, well, this is what I do, because if you can't do it on the regular, I mean, I just showed you, and the last 2 months, running was over $20,000. This week right here is almost $7,000. If I knock off last week and I start with Saturday or Sunday, and then go through this Sunday, Monday, I'm looking at over 9,000. And as long as you do the secret sauce, like I told you, you can do that on the regular. I've always done it. That's how I've always got out of a bind. But if you are an owner operator, you got the secret sauce. Go to work. And also you need a good load board. I recommend that board. There's a link in the description. If you're a first-time customer, it's 10% off. Click it. It's worth it. Trust me, it costs you more money to not have the tools that's inside that board. But if you're looking to get into an owner-operator position, say you're fresh, you're a company driver, you're in a lease, and you're wanting to buy your own truck, if I was to do all over again right now, I'd do the same thing I did with this Pete. I would save my money. I would go to Heartland Truck Sales, get me a late model Peterbilt with a Cummins 13-speed, a good working tri-pack, a truck that I can get 8-9 miles to the gallon in, with a little over 400,000 miles on them. They usually range 420 to 450 on the mileage, and I put that bad boy to work. You need to get your own trailer. Even if you lease one, you can go to somebody like I went to K&L whenever I had Stony, and that lease trailer was $500 a month. Then they got sold out to another one. Fleet Equipment. You can get a trailer through them for say $400 to $500 a month, and yeah, that's on a monthly basis, so it's way cheaper. And then go to a company where you can run off the load board. Go to Landstar, go to Mercer, go to any of the good owner-op companies, because these mega fleet companies, they're not it. There's more money out there, and I would just go to work. I would get to work doing the same rinse and repeat what I've been doing out here for years. It works, guys. Even if you like coast to coast, the mileage rate ain't that great, but when you can run to California on the low end, $3,500, come back on the low end, $5,000. It's low end now. I ain't done that since 2020, but I used to make my living, West Coast and turn around and come back east. And I knew as long as I was over $8,000 on that turnaround, I usually done it in 7-8 days. That was $8,000 weeks. Now, did I lose up a lot of profits in fuel expense of fuel because more miles, less rate? Yeah, but it offsets when you're local or doing Midwest stuff and you're putting down 2,500 miles and you're getting a higher rate per mile and knocking down $6,000, $7,000, $8,000, or you chase the miles and you put down 5,000 miles, excuse me, and still end up 8,000 plus. It kind of offsets. You can make a living and make money on both of those practices. But the biggest key to what coast to coast is a high fuel efficient truck. So anyway, now I'm rambling. Guys, I just crunched the numbers. I showed you. Today is the 13th of November, 2025. And I would conclude with this. Done right. If you're smart, being an owner operator, yeah, it's still worth it. I wouldn't change anything for it. Anyways, guys, see you. Bye. Boom, ba boom, boom.